Could you just introduce yourself? Tell me where you're from, what do you do, at which stage of life you're at, and how was your, like, not business, because I know that you were just starting at the starting stage, but where were you at before working together in Stylist Accelerator?
I'm Farhana, and I guess before working with Nina, I was kind of going through a 9 to 5 in finance. I set up a business called Ready Set Modest to help Muslim women kind of find their personal style and really elevate their style and do that through their confidence as well. And before the program, I was just kind of really trying so many different techniques and not really landing anywhere. I was like trying to I think I was just making noise on social media and not really drawing in the people who I wanted to speak to. It kind of felt like I was just taking one step forward and two steps back in terms of growing my business and doing that alongside my regular 9 to 5. It felt like I had to constantly pick between two, like which one I had to focus on. And I really wanted to grow my business. And after working with you, Nina, it was just like a complete transformation. Because it helped me really focus on my mindset and really draw in my ideal client. Like, who do I want to help? And once that foundation was set, everything else became so much easier. It was kind of really nice to end the year with the program because in
Mhm.
2025, it's like, right, all of my goals and my vision and what I want to do, I have like a focus on. And it's not about doing anything and everything. I really realized that I can just kind of zone in on my niche and actually make a go of it and combine modesty and styling and make a really nice, amazing business out of it and use it to uplift kind of women who maybe felt a bit more neglected in that area.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. And so, what was your, I would say, biggest aha moment while working together? So, we worked for 2 months together in November, December. What was like the biggest takeaway, the biggest aha moment for you?
There were so many. The biggest one was that I can do it. I think that was the belief that was holding me back, that I can do it. I have something to offer, and the right client will listen to me. She's waiting for me to show up. That
Hmm.
was the biggest takeaway.
And what has changed for you in terms of how you approach your business, how you approach, I don't know, posting on social media or showing up for your work with clients after you went through this process of working together?
Everything I do from kind of content to the way I film it to kind of the next stages, there's a strategy and focus behind it rather than just doing something and hoping it lands. So it's far more like strategic and more personal. It feels more personal to coming from like kind of introducing my own elements to it and things that I feel are quite, like for example, rather than just speaking about modesty, speaking about like self-worth and value, which all women can relate to. So that's something that I think that will really help to kind of draw my client in because it's not just before I think I was looking at it through the lens of like hijab and modesty and clothing, but actually every day when my client is looking in the mirror, there's something that they don't feel worthy of themselves. And I'm approaching it from that lens, and I've noticed more and more women reaching out and kind of appreciating what I'm doing. So I think that was like a really nice thing to do. That's something that any woman can relate to.
Hmm.
And it's kind of transcends beyond like culture and stuff. So I really appreciated actually the client I did work with when we were working together in our program, how much of a transformation it made. And doing that alongside the program, going on a client shopping trip with her and selecting clothes and doing all of that outside of the surface of it within herself, she felt amazing. And I loved that. I loved that spark within herself. And I realized I want to keep doing that to get more of that reaction.
Nice. Yeah, I think with you was a big shift that we identified the messaging is that it's not they're not coming to you just like help me look beautiful or buy some clothes for me. It's really identifying that they want the result of the work that you are doing, and
Yeah.
you changed how you position that on Instagram, and it changed for you how you show up for your clients.
Yeah, I think so many people were very supportive, and I think because I got clear and I showed up on Instagram, I put my face out there, I put myself out there. A lot of people were like very happy about that. I was quite scared, but now I kind of wish I did it sooner because
Yeah.
when you do it for the right reasons, then it feels amazing. And yeah, I think also I wanted to say like off the back of that, like a few weeks ago, I did have actually my first paid client reach out as well, which is amazing. So yeah,
Nice.
so that's something that I think it made me realize like okay, this is making a difference, this is working. People are listening to me and I do have something to offer. And yeah, it's been great.
Cool. Fantastic. So you have, I think I just checked your Instagram. I think you have like 100 followers and you got your first paid client, right?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Yeah. So,
amazing.
yeah, I think I did want to ask you about that after, talk to you about kind of like the kind of there were some like hiccups along the way, but yeah, I think it was amazing. And I think not that you want to do it because of the like the paid aspect, but it made me realize, oh, okay, people who I don't know are happy to reach out because of they love what I do. So that kind
Hmm.
of gave me a nice boost of confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for you also a big shift was you were not even showing your face on Instagram before. I think you were really like not scared, but like you did not want to really be on Instagram, but that you cleared it out for you like why you want to be on Instagram, and there was a very clear
Yeah.
path. I'm showing up in a certain way and I get clients when I
Yeah.
show up on the Instagram a certain way.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think you helped a lot with that because one of your first modules, it was like about the bio picture and us showing up. And I also listened to your podcast as well. And it was like really helpful to know that it's not about you, it's about them. You're showing up not because of, it's like your face is separate. It's nothing to do with you. You're
Hmm.
the just the face of the business. You're the surface level, but it's to get the clients in so that there's a trust and a relationship and a rapport that builds. And once I looked at it through that lens, it was like, okay, I have to show up now. I have to put my face on. So it made it a lot easier. So thank you.
That's great. Yeah, I think it's normal. It's scary for a lot of us at the very beginning. Like, what are
Yeah.
people going to think about us? Like, I don't want to put my life on the internet. But then
Yeah.
when you realize for like why you're doing it, and then like you're not actually putting your life on internet. You're just showing up in a very specific way, just showing a small part of your life to build this rapport and trust with your ideal client.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it pays off in the end actually because it's like they can there is a connection and you're doing it because that client can then build like okay, I want to see where her story continues. So like for me, for example, me following you, it was like following you for like the last year or so of 2024. And it's like getting to work with you was like, oh my God, I get to work with Nina. This is amazing. I get to see her. And it wasn't so much of a too much of a crazy change because you are the same online and over social media. You're very transparent. So I thought, okay, well, if I'm doing that as well, then my client gets to see snippets of me and how I work and know that, okay, it's going to be the right fit. So yeah, it makes sense to show up.
Nice, absolutely. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Okay. So if you had any advice for women who were like in your shoes, I don't know, a few months ago, and they're thinking, shall I start an online business? I kind of have a stable corporate job. Shall I try? It's so uncomfortable to be on Instagram. What would you say to them?
For me, the reason why I started it because I knew I wanted to do more and I wanted to have an identity outside of like my regular 9 to 5 and do something for myself, build something with my own hands that has my name on it. And as great as a 9 to 5 can be with the routine and stability, it is amazing. With your own business, it's a different type of feeling when you get that success, when you achieve something in your business, no one can really take it away. So I would say go for it and don't look back.
And what about in terms of, so in my course, it was the first course you took, or have you worked with anybody else before?
I've worked with other coaches, but yours is the first styling, and you're probably the most like the biggest coach I've worked with. And it was amazing because you showed up and it made the set the precedent for us to show up. And every week the modules dropped doing it. It was actually quite fun because it was quite challenging. Like the from module one all the way to like all the different ones and different homeworks that you set us. It was like, okay, let me see what I can do with it. Obviously, you're going to take a look at it and review it, but let me put my effort into this. And it was just really fun. I kind of like the creative aspect of like trying something on social media, even the story post work you gave us that you added in. I love that because it was like a chance to be creative and like step up the professionalism. So that's what I liked. I liked pushing myself and challenging myself. And I thought, okay, well, it's progress. It's not perfection. Let me just keep trying and getting better and better. And it paid off because, I got my clients and
Yeah.
hopefully I'll get even more. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of an aspect a lot of people are not realizing. So when we think about it, like I have to show up on Instagram because like everybody says that you have to be on Instagram to get clients, but then at the same time, a lot of us, we want to be creative in a sense, and then we don't realize that Instagram actually gives you this opportunity to be creative. Like, yes, you have to learn a little bit like how do you show up professionally. So it's not like some stories for your friends. Like there's different, of course, it's different how you show up as a business person versus for your friends and a personal account. But then once you learn that and you know how to do that, it is actually such an amazing creative work that also gets you clients.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was one of the, I can't remember which call it was, but you said how Instagram, like it's a business. It's not, you're not there all the time, all day, every day. It's your business, it's your office space. And just that perspective was like, okay, you're able to create a separation and not get sucked into it because you can go down the rabbit hole of just keeping endless scrolling. But I'm there to show up for my client. That account is a business related account. It's I'm there for, it's for business purposes. Like in the office, you don't after 6 o'clock, you're not there the whole day. So it's the same thing with Instagram. You're there for a set time with a set purpose. And again, it creates that strategy and that focus, which helped to kind of make it easier and not so overwhelming when you're online. I loved it. It was only a short time, but I gained so much from it. So yeah, I can't wait to see what more you do.